won't be pretty.
Hey there everyone, Omega Snake here, and this is a boss request for Thatboysnowy, and he wants to know how to beat the Sea Witch of Atlantica, Ursula. Specifically her giant version in KH1, but I will also cover her normal version since that can give players a little trouble too. Before we get into the fight though, let's talk about how to prepare for her. Before you head into her lair, head to this safe point on the right and make sure you're ready. Before you go into the fight, make sure you are at least around 32 or so. And if you've picked the shield, then you should also have Leaf Bracer by now, and should have it equipped from now on. If you did not, however, don't worry, as there is a way to fight her without it, which I will get into later. If you pick the staffs though, make sure you equip MP Haste, as it will help a lot here. And if you pick the sword, have Combo Plus to wail on her when she's open. As for equipment, since the Moogle store is open, just use whatever suits your playstyle in terms of accessories, and make sure you have 3 wishes for your Keyblade since it's the strongest at this point. As for items, I highly recommend at least 3 or so ethers for both phases, and some high potions or mega potions if you want your party to attack during the giant phase. Lastly, change one of your buttons to have Blizzard for her normal phase and Stop or Stopra for her giant phase. I will get into the reason why in a second, but trust me, you will need these spells, especially Blizzard. Alright, now that the preparation's out of the way, let's get to the boss herself, starting with her normal phase. Now, throughout the fight, it'll be a 3-on-3 fight as Flotsam and Jetsam will attack while Ursula throws potions into her cauldron to do a big AoE attack. When she says,
"Sea and wind, hear my command!"
she will do a big whirlpool attack that covers the upper part of her lair, so dive low to dodge it. You can also tell she's preparing it when her cauldron is blue, so be ready for it when she tosses her third potion. When she says,
"It ends!"
she will unleash some fireworks from her cauldron and covers the lower area, so make sure you swim up to dodge it. You can also tell this attack is coming when her cauldron is red. Lastly, if you try to attack her, she'll just spin around all over the arena like she's a Beyblade or something, and will repel all attacks on her while also doing a decent amount of damage if she runs into you. So try to avoid attacking her directly if you can help it. Now, I know this was a short segment, but this is legit all of her attacks in this phase. So now, let's get to the fun part. How to actually damage her. So if Ursula can't be attacked directly without her spinning all over the damn place, how do you actually hurt her? Well, King Triton actually gives you advice before you leave to fight her. You need to attack her cauldron with magic. If you hit it with enough magic, it will overload and literally blow up in her face, knocking her out, allowing you to really wail on her until she recovers from being stunned. However, one important thing to note, you cannot start overloading it until there is a potion in it. So make sure you wait until the cauldron changes to red or blue before you pump it full of magic, which rolls into the next question, what magic do you pump it full of? Well, after a little testing of the different spells you have, I say Blizzard is your best bet in this case. It doesn't take much MP per shot, and it only takes about 6 or 7 shots to overload it. Now, despite that, you will need a good amount of MP to overload her cauldron, and even if you took the staff, you probably won't have enough MP without those ethers I mentioned earlier. But what do you do if you don't have ethers though? Well, that's what Flotsam and Jetsam are for. Use them as MP batteries to help you recharge your magic, and keep them off your allies for a bit as well. However, keep in mind that if both are down, or if one is down for a bit, Ursula will just revive them back to full health, and she does this infinitely. So either use them to recharge your MP, or flat out ignore them since they will not stay down for long. After doing this a few times, you will have beaten Ursula, and her poopsies are down for the count. However, she's not done yet, as she makes a hasty retreat to open waters, and you'll have to chase her down, starting phase 2, the giant phase.
Not so fast!
Now this is what the requester really wanted, how to beat giant Ursula. As usual, let's go over her attacks. First up, throughout the fight, bolts of lightning will appear over your head and you'll have to keep moving constantly to avoid getting hit. However, there is a brief period in between strikes, and if you move a little forward, you should have enough time to either use Cure or an item before the next bolt and not need Leaf Bracer. Keep in mind though that these get a little faster when she reaches half health, so try to remember that when you need to heal. Now for her actual attacks. First up, she always starts with this, a bubble blast she blows out that is pretty easy to dodge, and you'll know is coming when she says,
"Get ready for this!"
This is one of 2 attacks she actually speaks for as well, so it should be pretty hard to miss. Next is when she opens her mouth wide and basically channels Kirby as she tries to suck you in and take a bite out of you. Get ready to mermaid kick as soon as you see her open her mouth wide and make this sound. Make sure you don't get too far though, as she always talks after this attack, and that leaves her open to get a few hits in, so keep that in mind. Now, her next attack is when she sighs fiercely. That's your cue to mermaid kick, because she's going to unleash a thunder beam from her mouth and will chase you down with it if you don't swim for it. After she does though, she does have to catch her breath for a second, so use that to get a few hits in as well. Lastly, her last attack comes in when she's at half health, or half the yellow bar if you want to go off that. When she says,
"Now I'm angry. Time to teach you some respect!"
get back, because she's going to unleash what I assume is her version of Thundaga, and it will cover the area around her. When she does this, she will now do this after every attack she does with a resounding,
"This won't be pretty!"
and she will sometimes do this 3 or 4 times in a row. When she does, just stay back and keep moving until she does something else. Well, that does it for her attacks, but instead of ending here, I have a few tips and tricks that I would like to share with you to help you take her down. Now, like I said, make sure you have a good amount of potions in case you run out of MP for Cure, but don't hog them all to yourself. If the fight is going well and you can spare a potion or 2, or heck, have a couple of mega potions, feel free to heal your allies, as Ursula only focuses on you, and they are free to do some damage. Granted, it's not a lot, but hey, any damage helps if you ask me. But if you really want to get in and attack her yourself, try to position yourself around her shoulders. Since she turns to face you, if you position yourself right, she'll keep pushing you as she turns and moves you out of the way of those bolts, allowing you to attack her. Just try to aim at the back of her neck and pretend she's a titan. To help you do this, try using stop on her, as it does freeze her for a second. Now, before you ask, yes, I heard about an exploit if you had stop run above, but I think Final Mix patched it out, because when I tested it, there was virtually no difference. So just stop should be enough. Now, one more thing to keep in mind is that she does not always move, and you may get hit by a stray bolt or 2. But if that happens, just use Cure or an item when either she starts moving again or by moving forward a bit to dodge the bolt. However, this is not the best idea when she gets down to half health, as her Thundaga not only circles her closely, but it also really friggin' hurts, especially on higher difficulties. When she's at half health, it's better to play safe and do what I call ebb and flow, or basically hit and run. If you dodge one of her attacks, attack her in the face 2 or 3 times, and then swim away with Mermaid Kick before Thundaga comes out. Keep doing this repeatedly, and she should go down without too much trouble, allowing you to finally clear Atlantica. And that's all I got for this boss strategy. I hope this helps you out, Thatboysnowy, and anyone else who is struggling with her, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Kingdom Hearts 1. And if you have a request of your own, leave it in the comments below. I do read my comments, guys. And if you want to help me out, I have a link in the description below for my Patreon and my Twitter and Twitch if you want to follow me there. Well, that's all there is to it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This is Mega Snake signing out, and I'll see you guys next time. Game over, Ursula. You just got splatted.